What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Arena. We're recording this on Thursday, June 5th. It has been maybe the most eventful day of the new administration. Definitely the best internet day. This is the first time that I have refreshed Elon Musk's Twitter in maybe 5 years. Which is really funny because I have him blocked on Twitter because he force feeds his opinion down on you and it was annoying. So I blocked him. So I have to be like, yes, he's still blocked, but I want to look at what he's saying every single time, which is so funny. But we thought it would be really fun to just start off with how we were introduced to Elon Musk because I think he's a very polarizing figure, and we'll go from there and just cover everything that happened today and talk about what's the future will look like with these two people. So guys, how did y'all get introduced to Elon Musk?
Uh, Let me just say, the girls are fighting. The nails are out. They are fighting dirty. Um, so I first got introduced to Elon Musk in 2015. I think it was this YouTube show that I love and I still love called Internet Today. It's these two dudes just kind of in front of a brick wall, just talking about politics, and they're talking about this guy Elon Musk who's making Tesla, going to send us to Mars. And I think like most people, I had a pretty positive opinion of him. I thought he was cool as shit. I was like, damn, everything he's doing is so sick. He was on Rick and Morty. I loved Rick and Morty. Um, I mean, just overall super positive opinion of him. And I think it just kind of just kept going down. It peaked at like the first introducing myself to him, and then it just kept going lower and lower and lower. The hypertube got released. I thought that was the stupidest shit ever. Just all, all like was it all smoke, no fire? If that's the saying. He always would hype his shit up, and then it would never just nothing would ever happen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have that many memories of Elon Musk, to be honest. Like I just completely went through my entire 20s like not knowing about the dude, not having a very formed opinion about him, and you know what? That was fantastic. I would say like all of our rich people, it would be phenomenal if they were boring again. If they just did like normal rich people stuff, they weren't as Bond villainish. But I definitely when I started noticing Elon Musk was probably about, dude, I think everybody got a little weird during the pandemic. I think the pandemic really messed with a lot of people, and like rightfully so. I think there's a place we can kind of talk about that because that was a really weird time. But it seemed like Elon Musk got really kooky over the pandemic, concerned about like freedom of speech. When he bought Twitter, I'm like, no, man, this dude is not a good player in this game. So ever since then, when I started kind of forming, I guess, a bad opinion about him, because I would say I was forced to have an opinion about him, I mean, it just hasn't improved.
Completely fair. I think I have the most favorable opinion of him for the longest time, I think, out of the three of us. I first learned about him in 2019 because I was in a bookstore, surprise, surprise, in New York City, and there was a biography about him, and I was like, oh, space. This is the guy that owns Tesla, because I don't know if y'all ever played it, Need for Speed Most Wanted. The Tesla Roadster cooked in that game, so that's when I learned about what Tesla was. Um, and they were starting to get more popular. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Like, an electric vehicle would be cool. It's like one of the most tricked out tech wise cars that we have right now. Like, I really want one. So I was like interested in Tesla, and then I was like, oh, this Elon Musk guy. So I got this book, and I was going to L.A. for like a week. So like on the plane ride there, plane ride back, started reading it. Um, I was like, oh, this guy's really interesting. Watched YouTube interviews. He'd done stuff with like Marquise Brownlee and stuff by that time. So watch some of that. Just learn more about him. I'm like, oh, this guy is real life Iron Man. Because unfortunately, a wasn't very much into politics and stuff, but also have a Steve Jobs poster on my wall. Um, so yeah, so I think that book kind of started off, and like that book was not like a fluff piece on him by any means. It talked about his struggles treating his employees. It talked about things like Asperger's and everything. It talked about like the negative relationships with like his ex-wives and stuff. Like it was a very good account of his life. But I was like, this is also cool. And like I told Oliver, it was like, yes, all rich people, like to be that rich, you have to be an awful person sometimes. But also, Elon Musk for a little bit kind of personified the American dream because this is an immigrant that, while he had money and shit from his dad and mom, he fled a bad situation in South Africa because his dad was physically and mentally abusive. Came to the U.S., went to Warden, was throwing parties at Warden, even though he hated like being at them. Was throwing parties at Warden and like renting out these nice townhouses in Philly to throw better parties just to make money. His business ideas were cool: electric vehicles, space. I thought Hyperloop was cool because trains. Um, I was
I
like,
would
and
like to
then,
say I also thought it was cool, and then I saw what he did in Vegas, and I was like,
well,
oh,
yeah, but I just like I had a very favorable view. I was like, this is real life Tony Stark. He was in Iron Man 2. Um, so I had a pretty favorable opinion about him until he bought Twitter, which I know is very late to the game. My bad. But when he bought Twitter, like 2022, when he started going like more right wing, like Conrad, you said, talking about free speech, talking about things like that, when he started getting really obsessive about birth rates and shit, um, that started getting really weird. And then obviously all of last year, um, going as if to like, when me and Oliver were in Wisconsin, we saw the people that he hired through America Pack, and I was like, these are some of the most disgusting people that I've ever been around. I literally got sick the next day, and I think it's because I had to spend time around those people and they carried the plague with them. Um, but yeah, that's kind of like, I know that was a very long answer, but that's kind of my overall view on Elon Musk through the years.
dude, that was a solid ass answer, man. You don't apologize going into detail. Just, I mean, I think besides Conrad, and you know what? Shout out to Conrad for that. I think we all kind of had positive opinions of the dude beginning, and uh, I thought he was cool too. I'm not gonna lie. When I was 15, I was like, damn, this guy
Dude,
kind of is Tony Stark.
well, the thing is like, how do I say this? Like, I would just kind of see him and like maybe talk about him in passing, and I'd be like, oh, okay, like sounds like a cool,
Yeah.
okay, normal dude who's very ambitious, right? I don't think he had villain origin story plastered all over him back in 2015.
No, I mean, I remember my biggest criticism of him at the time, because that's when like the whole Azealia Banks thing happened with him. I was like, dude, you need to step away from SpaceX and Tesla and take like a fucking nap. That was like my big thing, because all he would do was like ketamine and fucking not sleep for a week, right? And I was like, just take a fucking nap.
It's, yeah, I think like, and the book talks about it. It's by Ashley Vance. It's really good. Ashley is spelt in a really stupid way, but really good book. It's Ashlee. Dumb name to spell Ashley, in my opinion.
That is a dumb way to spell Ashley. It's like
Yeah,
spelling Dylan Dillon. Long
exactly,
way.
exactly. This is why Dylan Gabriel will not be a good NFL player.
Amen. On that, and he's 5'8".
That too. But yeah, it talks about it talks about the overworkedness. It talks about like the determination to, get what he wants. And I think the Breaking Points episode that you sent me today, Oliver, not episode, but clip, 26 minutes, about Elon
Pretty
today,
long.
hit the nail on the head. This is someone that needs to have everything on the line to feel like he is living life. Like, this is a deeply psychotic, like, psychologically fucked up individual.
Just a weird motherfucker.
Very weird individual. Very autistic. Um, However, that is not an excuse to, give your heart out to people in the manner that he did.
Bro, I
Yeah.
wonder how people feel about that right now.
Dude, for real.
I I would love to know. I think part of the reason why today is the worst day in Tesla history,
Let's
is
take a look
because
at
all
that
the MAGA
stock.
bros sold all the stock that they own.
Let's see. Tesla stock is sitting at 284, which is a bit of a recovery from the last time I checked it. It
It
got
has
down to
come back.
277. Just
It
come
has
back a
come.
little, just a little.
It's come back a
Actually, funny
little.
enough, Noah, when we were on the phone together, that when it dipped the lowest.
Yep. Great timing for us.
Great timing for us.
But Tesla market shares, $152 million was lost today.
That's the thing with Tesla. Isn't it like valued at like $1.2 billion? No, like
So
$12 billion or something.
the the fair value for the stock price according to Morningstar is 250.
Yeah, Tesla is so fucking over. Just so like, and everything with his brand
It's a
too.
meme stock.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. It's just so. In what world is Tesla worth more than Toyota? And don't get me wrong, it's a great product. I was thinking of buying one. It's a phenomenal fucking product. They're great cars, but there's no way you go to any country on earth, any African country, go to the Democratic Republic of Congo, people are driving Toyotas. You're not seeing Teslas everywhere. Like I will go to Turkey, right? And you'll just see maybe one or two Teslas. Everyone's got a Toyota though. How the fuck is Tesla something like 12 times more large market share than fucking Toyota? I don't get that.
Isn't it based on the assumption that it's a tech company, not a car manufacturer?
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like you make money with your cars. I don't get
Noah,
it. I don't get it either. Like there's something price to earnings ratios like stupid.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, I would
Um,
actually no, you know this?
yeah, I think it is valued as a tech stock because it's part of the group of companies. Like, it's always bunching together with like Apple, Microsoft,
The
Nvidia.
Magnificent Seven,
Yes,
Magnificent Seven.
exactly. Sorry, thank you. I was thinking of that, but I couldn't remember it. Um, and I think that you're right, Conrad. It is valued as a tech stock, not a car stock. Because if it was a car stock, it would be treated much differently when like the massive recalls happen and the Cybertruck fails spectacularly. Um, I think probably post Trump endorsement, it has, and I wouldn't say meme stock. I think it has become a very politicized stock. I don't know like the perfect adjective to describe it, but
It's
as
Tesla.
as
It's a
and it's
own thing.
also we no other stock besides maybe Apple's when Steve Jobs was alive. I have not seen a stock that is this tied down to the reputation of its CEO in my life. Through
Mm.
anything like that I learned in finance classes, through investing in the stock market, I have not seen this happen. When he went on Rogan's show, got really high, and was joking about the stock price, it went down. When his reputation with Trump was at its highest, Tesla stock was at its highest. Not at like the 400 levels, but still, it was very high compared to what it had been. Because it is a struggling company right now because of how the Cybertruck is going, and especially now post inauguration and Tesla sales going down. Um,
I
and
think I'm sorry.
oh, you're good. But like when the administration would have a good day, Tesla stock would go up. When the administration has a bad day, Tesla stock goes down. And now that Elon is separated from the administration, the people that bought it for the sake of the fact that he was associated with Donald Trump and MAGA are selling the stock, which is why I think we're seeing such a rapid fall.
Makes a lot of sense. And I think in a sort of way too, you can kind of like associate Tesla stock with crypto, where I
Yes.
think you make a phenomenal point where it's like Trump is having a good day, crypto's going to go up, and I think it's very similar to crypto in that sort of way. Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Something about Tesla stock, and I don't know.
Bro, what is a good day for Trump? Where he just wakes up and like doesn't do anything? That's
Uh,
literally the best day.
I yeah, right.
so
He
I
doesn't do
think
a
that
goddamn
the
thing.
best the best day is when he solves a problem he created. So then the stock market gets a little hopeful and
Dude.
they go back up.
Or like, I, I I mean, just
Like
maybe making his
every
base happy.
I think every single day we're like, it's been like, oh, we're gonna do a 15-day pause on this or a 30-day pause on this or oh, negotiations with China have started and we've agreed on this framework. Like I think the stock market's best day was when Scott Bessent was in Switzerland and they agreed to like a basic framework for a deal. They didn't even do much. They were just like, this is like the basic framework, and it lasted 48 to 72 hours before Donald Trump did something stupid again. But
Mm-hmm.
it's stuff like that, and I don't think that the stock market has been this tied to like the hopes and dreams of like one person in office ever. Like obviously it has its fluctuating days. Like it was bad in the early onset of the Biden administration because the economy was bad. But we've not seen it like this volatile before based on what the president is doing. And I think it goes to reinforce like the oligarchy dynamic we have because the Magnificent Seven, more than half of them were at the inauguration. Their like
Oh
company's
yeah.
futures are unfortunately tied to Donald Trump, and as Oliver will see with his Philadelphia Eagles this year and Saquon Barkley, as Elon is seeing in the last year, as everybody ultimately sees.
Saquon is not a Trump supporter.
If you associate yourself with Donald Trump, you will ultimately fail miserably at anything you do in life.
He is not a Trump supporter.
Why the fuck was he on Marine One eating dinner, going golfing with the president?
Listen. I don't know.
Why?
Good people have made bad mistakes before. Okay. No, but I want to add on to that point. You make a just great point about just like the stock market volatility. I mean, just like the American people, it just becomes so reactionary. How the fuck are just like such ingrained institutions in this like American economy, the fucking stock market? How the fuck does that become reactionary? I mean, this is the Trump effect right here. You know, they talked about the Trump effect the whole fucking campaign cycle, right? It's like day one, you're going to see a difference in your stock market, your 401k, all that shit. Well, yeah, you're definitely seeing a difference. You're going to see a difference every fucking day of your life. I mean, it's wild.
It's
like the wheels fall off at some point, right? I think that's the conclusion everybody's coming to is at some point there has to be a breaking point. This is just unsustainable.
Conrad, the Trump train don't stop for no one. We've been saying this for what, 10 years?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's not the Trump train don't
they
stop.
They brought up the Epstein flight logs.
Bro,
that's like going nuclear.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
So if we want to get into the full timeline, we can. But like, I think it's like the first or second episode of this podcast that we did all over before Conrad hopped on with us, where I was like, the best way to sabotage what these people are doing is to get the two most powerful people within the MAGA movement to fight each other. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what happened, and it took them 5 hours to go nuclear on each other and threaten.
We called it.
Let it be
said. We called it episode 2. We said 6 months. 6 months later. 6 months later.
Wow, exactly. 6 months later.
It's just wild to think that it happened. A, it happened this quickly, and B, like
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not wild at all.
The escalation. Like,
no, it's not.
Where we woke up today as to where we are now.
When I think when you talk about Trump and everything, when shit goes down, it's going down fast, and it's always been like this. I mean,
that is true.
I'm not very shocked. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Because, bro, I think when we said this on the podcast 4 months ago, it was copium.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, and it's like
we were coping.
Even now, I think that there's a little bit of copium involved, which we can get into later. But it's just today was me and Conrad were talking about it off screen, but like today has just been hilarious. It has been a banner day for the internet. But yeah, if we want to get into the full timeline, we can start to talk about it. And like, I just a couple little blurbs from before this year or like last year when they got very intimately involved. 2016, Elon Musk said that Trump wasn't the right guy to become president because he doesn't have the sort of character that reflects well on the United States.
Average Republican,
average Republican,
average Trump supporter today.
Yes, but supported Hillary in 2016, Biden in 2020. Began to sour on the Democratic Party ahead of the 2022 midterm elections, which coincidentally is also when he bought Twitter.
As well as that, by the way, I think it was 2021. I don't remember. He endorses the candidate in Texas for one of the Texas House seats that got vacated. I do not remember her name. She actually wins the race. A lot of people say she wins the race because of Elon Musk. He put a bunch of money in that seat. He makes an endorsement. He's like, "Oh, I'm officially a Republican now." She wins that race. Granted, only like 20,000 people voted. They do that election in this was early 2022. I'm remembering now. She was only in that seat for 3 months. She goes on for re-election, loses that seat by 10 points because 20,000 people voted. Now you're having an actual election term, and that's Elon Musk's introduction into Republican politics.
Also, there was a electric vehicles conference at the White House in 2021, and Joe Biden coincidentally left Elon Musk off the list, and that really pissed him off.
So
Because
apparently that yeah, that was one of his awakening moments.
yes, that was his not getting
Myra
into art.
Flores, by the way, is
Okay,
was the
thank
name.
you. That was Elon Musk's not getting into art school moment.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then 2022.
I
I
would say
split.
there's probably another moment too. I think that's one of the big ones.
Mhm.
Probably the big. No, I think that is the biggest. That, and I think his trans daughter.
Yep.
I think that's the other
Mhm.
one.
I think that's another massive ordeal, just him being a shitty dad. But 2022, like fully, I'm a Republican now. The Democrats are full of division and hate, yada yada yada.
That's where he
Still
endorses
said,
Myra Flores.
yep, and still said that he was undecided whether he wanted Trump to or he wanted to endorse Trump in 2024. Um, you know, Ron DeSantis at the time was like, "Oh, this guy's the future of the party." Before,
Oh, they did the
before,
Twitter launch
Yeah,
thing.
dude,
The
that
Twitter
was
launch thing, and
weird.
it was so bad.
yep.
That
And
was
then
wild.
what's it called? Musk's, supporting a Republican, but not Trump at the time. And then July 13th, right after the attempted assassination in Butler, Pennsylvania, Elon
Shout out
endorses,
Butler.
no,
Shout out
endorses,
Butler.
um, he endorses Elon, Donald, pours $277 million, definitely does shady shit in Crawford County, Pennsylvania.
Shout out Crawford. They
Shout out
definitely
Crawford.
did. Listen,
What did they
definitely did. Apparently they had like America PAC people were walking around with just open carrying guns, intimidating some of our voters. I didn't see it firsthand, but according to the Crawford County Dems chair, she said it happened. There was a police report and everything.
Dude.
I was like, whoa.
But then Donald Trump wins after the $277 million. It's like Elon Musk is going to be a part of Doge first with Vivek Ramaswamy, and then he was the first official person to get kicked out of the Trump administration round
First
two.
official Doge cut.
First official Doge cut.
Good cut. Good cut.
Mm-hmm.
Good cut. I do think
Good
he
cut.
should just be cut from the United States in general. I'm sure there's a nice little area in South Sudan that he can go hang out in and be
He's
happy.
Ian's problem now.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
he is Ohio's problem.
Sorry, Ian.
Yep. But
By the way, I want to add a lot of Ohio drivers today. None of them can drive. They are not good drivers.
I would like to say you guys are not gonna agree with this. No drivers outside of the state of New Jersey are good at driving.
Noah, you are baiting us. And first off, I would like to say Pennsylvania drivers can't drive. New Jersey drivers can't drive. Texas, number one.
Oliver,
Number one.
no Texas driver is saving the amount of time I do.
I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give him that. I'm not gonna.
Exactly.
Yep, that's all. 100%. Cut
What
a
is-
fucking 8-hour trip into 6.5 hours. That's the best part.
Dude, driving from New Jersey to Erie takes me 6 hours flat now,
Dude,
That's
holy
fucking
shit.
wild. That's fucking
and
wild.
I don't go above 80.
Bro, this man, and by the way, Noah's a great person to do a road trip with just for the fact this motherfucker doesn't stop. He has the same road trip mentality as me. We are not stopping.
That's nice. That's a good road trip
Now-
mentality to have.
I don't think I talked about this with y'all. On the way back from Erie this time, I got tired and my body got the best of me. So I had to stop to pee in like Randomsville, Pennsylvania, somewhere near Wilkes-Barre. So not fun, not a fun part of Pennsylvania to be in. I stop at this gas station that is also a butcher shop.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Did you get anything?
That
You didn't get nothing? I would have gotten some jerky. I mean, I don't know.
I was
I-
gonna say that's where the good jerky is.
Dude,
I'm
that's
sure it
legitimately.
is.
That's where you're
Guys,
gonna get some of the best meat. Some of the
I
best
was
cuts.
I was trying to get out of there as fast as humanly possible because everybody looked like they were mad at me for how
You
I
know,
looked.
granted.
Wow,
Yeah, that's a fair point.
that's in Pennsylvania.
Amen.
Exactly. Exactly.
God bless. Noah, we were this close to getting stuck to
We
Wilkes
were
Barre.
so close. So
Conrad,
close.
do you know that? I
No.
was originally supposed to get sent to Scranton and Wilkes Barre, and apparently Noah was too.
Oh, damn. I wonder how they triage that. How do they decide who goes where?
Do you?
They gave me a choice.
Oh, you made the
They
good
let
choice.
me
You made your
pick.
choice.
They let me pick and they're like, there's better supporter housing in the area.
Mm.
So, Obviously.
Yeah, it was very weird. I was supposed to go to Wilkes-Barre originally. John Campo was my guy I interviewed with. He basically was like, "I'm going to get you out here," and I was like, "Amen. Let me look for supporter housing." And then he was like, "You're going to Erie for some reason." I was like, "Erie?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Damn."
Damn.
Because I was like, the swing county Erie. He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, we're going to Erie."
There we go.
Bro, I fully thought that it was, still on this half of Pennsylvania. I did not know where it was, and I said yes to the job. And then I Google it immediately after that phone call, and I call my mom. I'm like, so yeah, I'm going to Erie. It's like 7 hours away. She was not happy.
Shit, man, dude.
Not happy at all.
I bet.
Really funny, though.
That's fucking, bro. I was getting tacos with Ruth when he called me. He was like, "Hey, congratulations, man! You're going to Erie." You're going-
That has to be like, thanks.
that was my reaction. I was like, "Oh, okay." Okay. Why Erie? He was like, "I don't." He's legit responsible. Was like, "I don't know. I wanted you here. They put you in Erie."
Just like, God, man.
That's so funny.
I was like, "Fucking okay."
You guys did a great job.
I, I I was cool with Erie more than Wilkes-Barre because Erie had the lake and I liked the lake. I wanted to go. This is for some reason Erie was on a bucket list of mine of places to go to because I wanted to see the lake.
And then you got scared.
The lake was fucking. The lake is big, man. It's a big fucking lake. I'm used to the ocean, not the lakes. Not lakes that big, man. Not that big.
Wait till you see Lake Michigan.
I saw Lake Michigan.
Okay, I know you saw it on Green Bay. That's not good, Lake
We
Michigan.
saw it on Chicago.
Oh, shoot, yeah, I forgot about that.
We went to Gary.
It was, well, we did go to Gary, Indiana. Oh, I mean, we also did see it at the Dunes.
We should go back to Dunes.
I would like to go back to the Dunes in the summer.
It was a little cold.
How far
Little
are the
nippy.
Dunes from Lansing?
Not very far, I would
Not
think.
very far. Yeah, I'd assume.
Maybe a few hours.
Noah, I'm getting a fucking job. I'm going to fly up to Lansing when you're there, and we're going to a Michigan State football game.
Yes.
I'm going to wear my Aggie gear.
My quasi cousin, who's not really my cousin, goes to Michigan. So, and he's doing his master's there this year. He just graduated from undergrad, but he's doing his master's. He will be coming for the MSU Michigan game.
You're going to get
should
your ass
also-
kicked.
You should also come.
Dude, that's going to be that I would totally go. Dude, that's going to be your that's your college football team. You're a Michigan State fan now. I'm sorry.
I don't want to be a Michigan State
Too
fan.
fucking bad. You're a Michigan State fan.
I would rather be an
Too
SEC
fucking
fan.
bad. Oh, wow.
Okay.
No.
Wait.
You don't
wait.
get to pick a good team. You're
Hold
a Michigan
up.
State fan.
You're taking an L because you and Ian are fighting over which conference I go to.
I'm willing to take an L if you become a Michigan State fan.
I'm not becoming a Michigan
You're
State
a Michigan
fan.
State fan.
I don't want to be a
You're
Michigan
a
State
Michigan
fan.
State fan.
It's
I'm sorry.
a problematic program, and it was the hardest and most annoying college to rebuild last year in the game.
Wow.
I don't want to go there.
That's
Shut
too
up.
fucking bad.
I mean,
Too bad.
at least
If you go Spartans.
you know what? Michigan State is going to win a championship before A&M does.
That's very well true.
Yeah.
We're never going to win. I've
No.
come to terms with that.
You guys suck. You
Yeah,
had Johnny
we
Manziel, and you
fucking
couldn't
do.
win a natty.
To be fair, we had no defense.
Well, you had Johnny Manziel and Mike
Also,
Evans.
that was prime Bama.
Oh, sure. Wham. Keep complaining.
I'm not complaining. I'm a
You're-
very realistic Aggie fan. We
Sure.
don't win. We're going to go.
Sure.
Listen, I think we're going to do better next year. I actually think we might make a playoff. We have actual receivers. We had the worst receiving core in all of college football last year. If we have a single receiver with a pulse, I think we beat Texas. I think we beat a lot of these teams.
So when
I don't know.
When Arch Manning drops 70 on you in a week,
Arch
in a
Manning
couple
is getting
months,
shot.
when Arch Manning drops
No,
70 on you,
nah, he's not dropping 70.
We're revisiting
He's
this.
not dropping 70.
He's gonna drop 70 on you.
He's not dropping. He'll probably drop.
He's good.
Actually, our defense is good this year. We have a good defense.
It
We
is.
have the most returning talent on defense.
I
out
don't
of
care.
all SEC schools.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
This is the most talented
Texas,
quarterback.
Texas
God
lost
himself
the most talent.
created Arch Manning.
God,
Okay.
Marcel
Okay.
Reed clears. Marcel Reed
No,
clears.
he doesn't.
By the way, Marcel Reed has beaten more top 25 programs than Arch Manning combined.
Well, Arch Manning's played 3 games of college football,
Guess what?
jackass.
Marcel Reed has only played fucking 4.
Okay, sure. Marcel
But
Reed.
guess what? Guess what? He has 3 top 25 wins.
Okay, and
A top 10 win against LSU. Top
Sure.
tier win against half these fucking programs in the SEC.
okay, what did it get you? Nothing. Just like
Exactly. Average Aggie season.
always.
Very rational Aggie fan. I know we're going to lose. I know we're going to have a last-second push. We're going to be like, win and you're in. You make the college football playoffs. And guess what? We're going to lose by 50.
You know what?
I've been there before.
This conversation has led me to make a decision on which team I'm rooting for.
You're not allowed to be a Texas fan.
I'm rooting for Texas.
No, Ian will shoot you. I'm calling Ian right now. I will call him on his work number.
He just got home, liberal.
God damn it. We'll call him. I'm calling him. He is not going to allow this. We are
hold up.
not allowing this.
Side note, Connor,
That's a
I'm
fan-
sorry. This is also, we joke about this all the
fan.
time. I tell people, when I tell my friends to watch the podcast, I'm like, yeah, me and Oliver just yell at each other, and then Conrad steps in with the most rational take of all time. And you know what? I think this is recording all of us at once now instead of just speaker view, so everybody just got to see Conrad's reaction through all of that, which is beautiful. But one side note, really quick, before we get back to actual shit. I don't know if we told you, Conrad. We put ourselves in a Life 360 group because for some reason we want each other's location.
Yeah.
And it went off, and I was next to my dad, and he's like, "Who's home? Like, what's happening?" Because like my mom had not left home, and she was the only one not at home. I'm like, no, me and my friends just have a Life 360 group, and the look on his face was the funniest shit of all time. He was so confused. He does.
Back to Elon Musk.
Back to Elon Musk. Yeah. So then, he's a part of Doge. He makes his cuts. Doesn't really do much. Just complete waste of time, taxpayer money, all of that. Me and Oliver were talking about it. I think genuinely the first time in like a decade, the SpaceX rockets have blown up and stuff, but that's like, that kind of just like happens with the rockets. That happened to NASA too. I think this is the biggest professional failure in Elon Musk's life, is Doge. I don't think he found the fraud that he thought would be there, that he thought he would find. All of that, I don't think he found it. And, obviously that's not great for him, for someone with that big of an ego and that fragile of just confidence and self-esteem. And a drug addict to boot. But, then it kind of all came to a head in the last week or so, I'd say, where Elon Musk started getting very critical of the Big Beautiful Bill.
And our big, beautiful boy.
And, he was going after Mike Johnson, John Thune. Trump himself said that he disagreed with it. I forget exactly what language he used talking about it. I don't know if any of you all do, because I remember I saw a Fox News clip of, I think they played it on Breaking Points today, where it was they were appalled by the language that Elon Musk used. They're also snowflakes. But, yeah, Elon Musk at 12...
So casual with they're just snowflakes.
I mean,
love it.
They are. But 12:19 p.m. today, Elon says, keep the EV solar cuts in the bill, but ditch the mountain of disgusting pork. Legislation can't be big and beautiful. It needs to be, it's either big or ugly or slim and beautiful. Goes on to say that without me, Trump loses the election. Dems have the House and Republicans only have a 2-seat majority in the Senate. Such ingratitude. It's time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle. At the same time, Donald Trump is in the White House, getting cooked by the Chancellor of Germany, because I think that got swept under the radar today, Oliver. I don't know if you saw this.
I didn't see that at all.
So, Friedrich Merz, the new chancellor in Germany, goes, tomorrow's the anniversary of D-Day, obviously, really cool day. Trump goes, oh, that must be a sad day for your country.
More importantly, my birthday.
Yes, right? Trump goes, that must be a sad day for your country. And then he's like, no, we got rid of the Nazis. What are you talking about?
Hey, man. Good comeback.
Right?
Good comeback.
So that's what's happening there. They ask him about it in the Oval, ask him about Elon. He makes fun of Elon's broken nose, which I still think Stephen Miller did, if we're being so real.
Either Scott Bassett or Stephen Miller.
Yep.
I like to think it's Scott Bassett.
That would be
What's
I.
going on with that? Like he got punched in a fight?
No clue.
So he slept with Stephen Miller's wife,
Okay.
which I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand why
Really?
many. Yes, I don't understand why many people would sleep with Elon Musk, but if you're married to Stephen Miller, I kind of understand. Um,
Elon Musk weirdly pulls.
he, yeah, bro, yeah.
Uh,
Also,
It's
what's the
this.
what's the deal with like far right men and their Indian wives? This is the right.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay,
It's not.
I
Listen,
don't want to talk.
I feel
Hey,
you, man.
you know what?
I
You know
feel
what?
you.
Actually, no. Actually, no. Average far right person equal to the average Indian man.
You know what? That's fair. That's a fair
Yeah.
comparison.
But,
Yeah, listen,
but
I that our
yeah.
us Turks love our blonde hair, blue eyed Russian women. I mean, I know what you mean. It's weird. It's fucking weird. Not me
But
though. I don't like that.
I know. I've seen your Twitter.
Yeah, it's gone now. I'm also dating a Latina. That I mean, that could be the other reason. Shout out Ruth.
um. But yeah. So then, after Elon tweets all of that, Donald Trump goes, the easiest way to save money in our budget is to eliminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. And I think that was like the first major holy shit of the day.
Mhm.
Cause goddamn. And then Donald Trump goes on to add on Truth Social saying, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. That he knew for months I was going to do in parentheses, and he just went crazy in all caps. Also, it was like the EV cuts as well as not picking the NASA guy that Elon wanted, because obviously NASA and SpaceX work very closely together.
Let it be said though. I do kind of like the idea. I don't like the idea of government funding a lot of these, third party companies that of shit the government could just do. This funding could just go to NASA. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
Elon is spending a lot of his own money on this, which great. But you're the richest man on earth. Why don't you spend your own money on your own fucking space
Yep.
program, right?
Exactly.
I don't know. That's my opinion on this.
No, I agree.
Well,
It's socialism for the rich, not for the poor.
oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I mean, we've come to the point where Elon Musk is a global security threat. With Starlink,
Yeah.
how much influence he has, it's
Mm-hmm.
totally inappropriate for one person to wield that much power. Um, that's something we need to kind of even out here. We need to
For sure.
find a mechanism to go after their unrealized gains.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes the person that you hate the most is right, and I think
The
Donald Trump
worst
getting rid.
the
Yep,
worst person you know just made an excellent point.
that was Donald Trump on cutting Elon subsidies. Elon then retweets a tweet that's talking about this would both end the International Space Station and simultaneously provide no way to safely deorbit it. Elon retweeted that and said, "This just gets better and better. Go ahead and make my day." And that's when we get time to drop the really big bomb. And this is Elon Musk's allegation. I am not making it. I would just like that to be known to the internet. Elon Musk says, "At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. So that's the real reason that they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald John Trump." That's when it got very nuclear. Donald Trump responded with, "I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given to billionaires." And also, all of this is bullshit, obviously. If this bill doesn't pass, there'll be a 68% tax increase and things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again. Not responding to the Epstein allegations because, we've seen the tapes.
I mean, just classic Trump though. There, like you don't
Yep.
respond to any of the allegations, and realistically, it's going to blow over next week. I mean, no one's going to be talking about this. There's
Yep.
already the photo of him with Epstein. I mean, unfortunately, it is the right play by Trump.
Yes, for sure. Not apologizing for anything, as we've talked about. And then Elon retweets someone saying that Trump should be impeached and JD Vance should replace him. Also adds on the Epstein post saying, "Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out." And Elon's just been petty on the internet all day. He is finding tweets from like Mike Johnson, John Thune, Trump from like 10 years ago, where like they would all be against something like this, and just like proving how hypocritical they are. And also said that the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. Um, so that's kind of like where we are now, actually. Um, yeah, and I think the one thing is also like obviously he said that like you wouldn't have won without me. So really interesting. Like we talked about the two most powerful people on the right now.
Most
One
powerful
having
people on earth. I mean,
one having the political power, one having the financial power. They're fighting each other, and I think it's going. I think this is like the fun part of this conversation. Obviously, all of this has been really funny, but like I think just talking about where this can go, how it'll end up, and like the real world ramifications of this beef. Um, I think that's a really fun part. So,
I
Georgia.
would like to start off by saying you can't be a Texas fan. Just straight up, that's not okay. Second, I mean, not again, I'm just not shocked this has happened. I mean, it was bound to happen sooner or later, and I think the way it's gone down is definitely a lot juicier than I thought. I thought it would have been a more quiet exit. I thought like a couple of weeks ago, Elon Musk quietly getting backdoored. I thought that was the end of it. But I don't know. I mean, when it rains, it pours, and this is the Trump administration, so who the fuck knows? I'm like shocked, but simultaneously not shocked, if that makes any sense. It's wild, just wild.
Dude, I
Oh,
how do you come back from this? Oh, what's up?
Steve Bannon just said that they should deport Elon.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Shout out Steve Bannon on that one. I mean, he's got a good point. Listen, the
dude,
man,
Steve Bannon is playing the long game.
Steve Bannon, man, coming out like a fucking bandit right now.
Dude, this is just like stupid. This is just dumb. It's
For sure
entertaining
it
as
is.
hell, and you're just watching these two. It's just a train crash happening in front of you, and then I'm like, oh shit, we have to pick up the pieces though. Like we're still screwed.
For
How,
sure.
how like there is no doubt. Not everybody comes out of this, right? But I do think this chips away at like MAGA. I do believe this chips away at MAGA, but I do think there's going to be people that just stick around. It's going to be interesting to see what percentage, if there is a significant fracture, though.
I hope it does, but I think that's the thing though. So long we've been saying, oh, this is what's going to chip away at MAGA. I think as a whole, just MAGA has always been very skeptical of Elon, and I think I agree with what you say. I hope it chips away at it, but I think unless if he releases some like really crazy crazy shit that we had no clue about, I don't know. I just don't know. I hope.
I think that I think this is going to be a I think this is unlike any other like situation that MAGA has had to deal with yet. Um this is genuinely like the person that controls the purse strings versus the person that is the mouthpiece for your party. And I think that quite honestly, Donald Trump's political power is not what it used to be.
No,
He is
no,
very
not at
much being
all.
treated like a lame duck, senile, not mentally there president right now. Um,
He's not like no 100%. He's just not like he doesn't have that power he
no,
has had before.
no,
I
not at
mean,
all. And
even if he doesn't like the bill, he could have said, "I don't like this. Don't do this."
yep, and I think Elon Musk, because we you talked about it. I think a lot of politicians have won their races because of Elon Musk's money in the last year.
Dave McCormick.
Dave McCormick,
Mm,
Dave
being
McCormick.
very
That's the
high on
guy.
that list.
dude.
Um, right, and I think that the fear of him giving money to your opponent, whether it's in a Republican primarying you or, God forbid, a Democrat. I think that is a very real fear because I know that after we kicked his ass in Wisconsin, he said he was done wasting money on political elections. I think this might bring him back. I
I
Elon Musk is someone like we said he needs to have he always needs to be all in to feel like he's alive and to like I think to get his brain working. I think it is the need like for someone like me to wait till the night before to write a 10-page paper magnified onto a very big scale. Um Also though, I think his singular goal right now is going to be to torpedo Donald Trump.
I
And I
agree.
and I think he has the resources, time and money to do it.
I mean,
Do you think so?
Yes.
I think so. I think he's
He
gonna primary all the Republicans he can. I think Lawler's gone for sure. They're gonna try to primary the shit out of Lawler.
yeah.
It's curious to see like which seats he's going to try to attack, and which angle he's going to try to attack it at. I don't think he's going to try to take over the Democratic Party. I mean, at this point, we're just full out left wing populism, kinda. I mean, AOC, Tim Walz, people are just super. I mean, the Democrats are kind of on that wave. I think he's going to definitely try to take them out from a Republican angle, but it's curious to see what angle that is, if that makes sense.
Do you think we start to flirt with a third party?
I can see that for sure. I think he's seeing how like unfortunately how reform is being done in UK. I mean, he's the man to do it. Unfortunately, he's got the money. He's got the. I mean, fuck, he's got the money. That's all he needs, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like and that'll go how it goes. I can think a third party is really viable, but
I don't want to come from Musk, man.
no, of course not.
I I think.
I
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. I'm doing the thing where sometimes I'm doing the old lady thing. Yeah, script. Trying to talk while I think.
What I
Um,
think is very interesting, though, I'm giving you time to think. I'm taking over now. But what I think is going to be very interesting is, let's say he does do a third party, or he does try to primary. Who are those Republicans he's going after? Like, you can't go after the Marjorie Taylor Greenes, Lauren Boeberts, stuff like people like that. They're too MAGA. You're not going to win those races. Do you go after a Jared Golden though? If you start a new party, do you go after very like more moderate seats? Jared Golden in Maine. That's a very interesting one he could go after. Another a state that I think weirdly enough would do very well with third parties, New Hampshire. Dude, they love their third party people in the Northeast. Virginia. Let's say actually no, he's going to die in Virginia. I'm wrong on Virginia. But just how do you do this? Do you go more to the right or do you go more to the center or do you just take aspects from both sides?
I if he, we also talked about it today. I think this proves what I've always thought. Um, Still think he's a scumbag. Still think he's one of the worst human beings on the planet right now.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that Elon Musk went along with a lot of the bullshit that Donald Trump does just for the sake of it, and I don't think he actually gave a shit. I think he wanted to make the government. He didn't want to make it more. He didn't want to save money. He got rid of all the people that are investigating him. He did what he needed to do. I think USAID was just collateral because it looked good.
Yeah.
It just looked good. It's something that because Republicans and MAGA people do not understand how foreign policy works, it would be popular, and it was popular. They are retarded.
They are.
Right. But I think that obviously he's very socially conservative because like most immigrants are. B, everything with his daughter. But I think that a third party is like super viable and something that can definitely happen. I also think that I think there's a very real chance that he starts giving money to Democrats again.
I think so
Because
too.
I
You
think
kind of got me on this one.
you know who he would love to donate to a presidential campaign?
Gottheimer.
Gavin Newsom.
He hates Gavin. He hates Gavin. Dude, he left California because of Gavin.
Yes, but that was the Gavin Newsom. That was the
But
Gavin Newsom
he'll like
2 years
anybody he
ago.
can buy.
This is
That's-
now the getting
but-
along with Charlie Kirk Gavin Newsom.
I think there's. I mean, what was that third party that was going to run? No labels. I think he's the beneficiary of no labels. I mean, Joe Manchin still exists. He kind of likes Joe Manchin, or not Jared Golden.
Duh.
Jared Golden's a Democrat. Josh Gottheimer, man. As unfortunate as it is, he's kind of your perfect guy to run as a third party corporatist.
Oh, for
And as
sure.
unfortunate as it is, New Jersey might be the state to do it in. I hate to
Uh,
say it, dude. You guys are
he,
you're weird. You're super fiscally conservative, not super fiscally. You're not super liberal socially, but you still love voting for your Democrats, just like historically.
I think New Jersey. Once again, I've always maintained like we've. This has been like probably one of our longest like disagreements on an issue. I think New Jersey was overblown last year. Um,
I think it was a tad bit overblown, and
I
I do
think
agree with you on that. And I love to give you shit about it, but
based.
there are
Um,
there are warning signs
yes,
that you have
for
to
sure. I
notice.
also think a lot of them, like we always talk about, is because those people were ignored and taken for granted.
Oh yeah,
And as Democrats have exceedingly run campaigns based on social causes and not financial causes, they have lost minorities.
yep.
Because unfortunately, minorities could not give less of a fuck.
Granted, I
Um,
mean it's not affecting their day to day lives.
no, not at all. But I think that, a third oligarch party could low key be how this entire thing ends.
Listen, I think it could happen. I think it could happen. It's gonna be some stupid
Dude.
culture.
They wouldn't win.
It's gonna be reform. This is gonna be the reform party of America.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. We're gonna get fuck it. Run Boris Johnson. He's an American,
Watch them call it like the
Why
Freedom
not?
Party.
dude.
Dude.
They would. It's gonna focus
Yep.
solely on social issues of the right, and then they're gonna just be a total. I mean, that's just a Republican Party, though.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be. I think it'll be like. I do think that some aspects of it will be like a mix between the two parties, but like at the same time, I think that it'll be Elon on his bullshit.
Oh yeah.
But I think more than that, he's probably just like I said before, just thinking of ways to fuck with Donald Trump for the next 3 years. He retweeted. So JD Vance, and I think this is big and should be talked about too. JD Vance, at least on his official Twitter page, reacted to this thing by posting a photo of himself and Theo Vaughn and saying, "Huh, not much happening today." And Elon retweeted it
Ooh.
with the crying laughing emoji. He
Dude,
did not do. You would expect a vice president to, go on the attack. He did not. He is cozying up to Elon.
Put it
JD
on.
knows.
Put on the tinfoil.
Yes.
Put
I
it
think
on.
there's
Let's
a
Put
do
it
it.
very
on.
real chance.
Let's do it.
Put on the tinfoil. Let me grab my tinfoil hat.
Of course, he has one. I'll wait for him.
Hold on. Let me get a Diet Coke.
Yes.
It's right over there. Give
Of
me
I
a
don't
course.
have
sec.
tinfoil
Take
hat.
your
Let's
time.
do
Take
it.
your time.
Let's
Take
do
your
it.
time.
I have a former Republican running for Congress. Everyone grab a hat. Grab a hat. Put it on. Put on the hat.
I'm not putting on this hat while we
Put
talk
on the
about
hat.
this.
Put on the hat.
No, I
Put
have
on
a
the hat.
better one.
Put on the hat.
1 second. 1 second. I have a better one.
Former
I have
Houston Republican congressman. I got it at the thrift store.
I'm wearing my Rob Lowe hat.
There we go.
Okay, we have our hats on.
Okay. So is this to supplant DT and install JD Vance?
Oh, I could see that. Listen,
I think there's a very real chance.
I think this happened. I think this is more likely than he makes a third party. I could see this. This was the long game all along.
Bro, how wild would it be if this was all like Curtis Yarvin, techno-fascism, and
Peter
MAGA
Thiel.
and the libs unite?
Dude, I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. I like this idea, Conrad. You're cooking.
I think that if you look, that's weird. That is like overall not what the vice president is supposed to do or should do.
No,
Mm-mm.
but he knows.
Right.
But JD knows where his bread is buttered. Peter Thiel and
Exactly.
Elon funded him. The reason Elon is the reason JD's as the VP. Elon Musk said, "If JD's not the VP, I'm not giving you any fucking money." Right? This might have been the long game. This could be Peter Thiel's long fucking game.
JD Vance president, Peter Thiel vice president.
No, it'd probably be like we'll probably get fucking Tim Scott or something as VP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah. It would be scarier. It would be much
It
sneakier.
also like once
Ted
again, I
Cruz,
think
unfortunately.
we all maintain that Donald Trump just gets his ideas from the last thing that he sees before he starts talking.
That's always been true.
right? No,
That's always
100%.
been true.
Giving Peter Thiel the responsibility of making the database of every American is something that J.D. Vance would want, and it's something that Elon would probably have pushed for.
I think if that were to happen,
I mean,
listen.
who do you think is the biggest investor in Palantir, Oliver?
That's true. Listen, if this were to happen, January 6th is going to look like a fucking field trip.
We're gonna cut that part out.
Y'all think MAGA's going to let this shit slide? No. They're not going to let that shit slide. They like JD because he's associated with Trump. They don't like JD by himself. They like Trump.
Nobody likes JD.
Trump
by
likes
himself.
JD. Exactly. Not even Trump. Trump didn't want JD. Trump wanted Burgum. His kids wanted JD. Peter Thiel and Elon wanted JD. We wouldn't be in this situation if the motherfucker just picked Burgum. Do you know why he liked Doug Burgum, by the way? Because Doug
He's
Burgum had good hair. Boring, good hair, and rich. Unironically, that's the reason. He liked his hair.
Of course he did.
He also
Happy
thought
Pride
he was
Month
hot.
to Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, by the way, if we got our hats on already, let's just go into another conspiracy theory. I think Donald Trump's bisexual. I think there is a very strong case.
Okay, present it. Never heard this one.
The way he talks about men is fucking crazy. He's
Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer. He's like, he's got a huge schlong. He's like, yeah. You remember when he got COVID and the rally he came back? He was like, look at those big strapping men. I'll kiss you too. I'll give you a big old kiss. It's like he's talking about their muscles. He loves the way that he's like, oh man, you look great without a shirt on.
In wrestling.
Dude, yes.
Watching grown ass men fight, just get all sweaty.
He loves it.
Dominate each other.
UFC?
UFC! I think UFC's gayer than wrestling, if I'm being honest, and I'm a wrestling fan. UFC's just gay as hell. Dana White's got a big head too.
Dude, Dana White, man.
I think he's bisexual, at least.
Hey,
Bro,
maybe that's why
Epstein
Melania
files.
isn't there.
The Epstein files.
Maybe that's why Melania's not at the White House to give him some space.
Dude, how many passes do these guys get? How many passes?
A lot. Unlimited. The motherfucker's a billionaire.
Like,
He's a billionaire.
just some of like the Republican things that have happened, some of the candidates they've run. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
God fucking forbid a Democrat cheats on his wife. My God, Cal Cunningham should be the senator of North Carolina right now. But no, the motherfucker cheated on his wife 2 weeks before fucking election day. Bullshit.
He was stressed out. He needed to relieve some stress.
He needed to relieve some stress. I mean, listen, don't cheat on your wife if you're a Democrat. If you're a Republican, I mean, it's all good. Fucking, you're fine. John Edwards.
I think that kind of plays into random side note, but I'm reading Jesus and John Wayne right now.
Great book.
It is a phenomenal book, but I think that kind of plays into like the whole like machismo image is like the man's in charge, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. I think they like that, quite honestly.
Oh, dude, they love that. They love being bossed around. I would like to also add to my theory. Do you know one of the reasons why? You know who he was going to pick as his VP in 2016? Chris Christie. It was down to Christie and Pence. You know why he didn't pick Christie? Because Mike Pence looked better and Chris Christie was a fat piece of shit. That's Donald Trump's exact words. Chris Christie would have been a better candidate in 2016 as a VP, but no, Mike Pence looked better.
I would have liked if Christie was the VP pick. We would have gotten a governor sooner.
Well, I mean, that and what's his name? His son-in-law Kushner doesn't like Chris Christie because Christie put his dad away in jail.
Good job, Chris. I would like to once again say Chris Christie, kind of based, took some very based actions as governor of the state. Closing off the beaches just so you can go have fun on one.
I'll give you what? He's got my vote.
Exactly.
He's got my vote.
If I run for governor and win, I am doing that shit on day one.
Bro,
okay?
Fuck it. Let's get Christie elected. I got my Republican hat on. I got my
Christie,
Republican
2028. You know
man,
what?
He's going to be the next senator of New Jersey. Oh, he's coming for you, Corey.
Corey's not losing.
Corey's running for president, and he's going to lose his Senate seat, and we're going to have Chris Christie run. He's going to be a Democrat this time, though.
No, we're going to...
He's a Democrat.
You know who's going to run for the Democrats for Senate if Cory Booker's gone? Frank Pallone.
We're getting him on the pod.
We are getting him on the pod
We're
next
getting him on the
week.
pod next week. He's coming. The
I
Frank
hope.
Malone special. I'm gonna tell him it's my birthday. Tell Noah, be like, I have this is a constituent. I want Frank Malone on my podcast. It's my co-host's birthday.
You know what? And he's just the right age to run for senator. He'll be 74 next year.
Dude,
A little
no.
too young. It's too young. Too young.
Yeah.
Not enough.
You gotta wait
experience.
till you're 84.
Not enough experience. Can we
You need to
listen,
be
Janet Mills?
diagnosed.
Janet Mills, 79. I think that's a good age. She's got enough experience.
Next president.
No, we
80.
need her to beat Susan Collins first. We need her to beat Susan Collins.
Bro, if this whole administration or political scene has taught me anything, it's that apply for that job you're not qualified for. The job
Amen.
market sucks. You're probably not going to get it anyway, but you might as well like shoot for the moon. All right? Because everybody here is so unqualified. It's just been absolutely comical that like you
Shout
could
out my
be
man
a
Noah.
weekend Fox News Fox News host.
A 22-year-old just got out of college.
Oh my god, in our domestic counterterrorism
Yo,
unit or something like
yeah.
that.
Shout out
He
that
used to be a gardener. That's his
man.
work experience.
By the way, shout out my man Noah. The second we ended in Pennsylvania, he's like, fuck it, I could be a campaign manager. I was like, fuck yeah, man. Do it.
Why not? Same.
You applied. I respect it.
I think what I learned during the first Trump administration is that you can do whatever you put your mind to as long as you can bullshit.
Hey, that's a good skill to have.
I mean,
And
that's
I think we've been bullshitting since then.
I think we have.
Because I was not qualified to get the I don't think I was qualified enough to get the Erie job.
Hey, listen.
I had zero political experience whatsoever.
That's all right. And
Yeah,
here
man.
you are, man. What is it? You're gonna be on your third campaign.
Number 3,
Yeah.
man.
Number three, 3 and
Hell
3.
yeah, dude. We're gonna listen. I've never been to a rural American town. They said, "Fuck it, Oliver. You're going to rural America. You got this, buddy."
Oh man.
Once again, I will bring this up in every single call. I had never been that far away from an Amtrak line before.
They have an Amtrak line in Erie.
A real Amtrak line.
They have one. They have one.
It
Not
comes at
one-
1:00 in the morning,
Yeah,
dude.
2 a.m. actually. No, 2 a.m.
Not one train
I
that
was
goes
gonna
to
send my
Cleveland at
sister
2
on it.
a.m.
I was gonna send my sister on that train.
Did she ever come visit?
No, I was
You
gonna
should
make
have
her.
made.
I was gonna make her drive up to Erie with me, and she was like, "How do I get down?" And I was like, "I don't know. You'll figure it out."
Mm-hmm. There we go. Dude.
I still want
What
to fly out
else?
of that airport. Fuck it. You want to talk about the New York mayoral election?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I don't know too much. So all I know is why are Cuomo, right? Andrew Cuomo,
Yeah.
old governor,
Yep.
was
Notorious ladies' man.
yes, and he got inappropriate with people,
Yeah.
and he resigned in shame. And Eric Adams, a joke.
Shout out. Shout out
He's not
Turkey.
gonna
man.
win.
Shout out Turkey.
Free my man Eric. He did nothing
He
wrong.
did nothing wrong. He's got my vote.
Do you think he's gonna get a Trump pardon?
Yeah, for sure. I think
Okay.
he is. I think he actually is.
Yeah.
And then we got
Damn.
our boy Zoran Mondani.
My boy.
My boy, the progressive, a socialist actually.
He's
yeah,
fun.
it's gonna be a very interesting primary. So
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it.
It just seems like for an election, it's like name recognition.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. By the way, I don't know. It's gonna be a weird election. I think we're gonna get a. I don't know, man. I don't know. Shout out Andrew Cuomo though. I mean, listen, my man fucking killed some old people. Was just being Italian, and then
Oh,
now
that
he's running
too.
for mayor. Dude, he's just a
That
strong
too.
Italian man.
That too.
Strong-
I forgot.
You forgot.
It's
that
really
he's-
funny.
You just
'cause
forgot he's Italian.
I can't find it, but it's really funny Because both me and my dad will see a Cuomo ad and we'll just start talking shit about Andrew Cuomo, and it's really funny
Bro,
because we both
Cuomo.
hate Andrew Cuomo.
Okay. My legit take on this race is I think he's going to win. I think Cuomo's going to win, but I think it's going to be closer than expected, right? And it fucking sucks, but Mondani is pulling it off at the last second. Now, this is the fun part. In whatever world Mondani does win, I'll give him like 15% chance of winning. Cuomo's still on the fucking ballot for the general. People forget that. Cuomo's still up there. He got himself. He's making it through either way. So we're gonna have Andrew Cuomo versus Eric Adams versus fucking Zoran Mondani. Fucking 3-person race plus the Republican. So 4 fucking person race in New York. Just the shittiest election on earth. It's gonna be a fucking awesome race.
Dude, that's the thing though, is like a populace, they have to take responsibility for where they want to go. How can you keep electing the same fucking type of people
New
and
York,
expect a difference?
New York politics, man. It is the stupidest political system on earth. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're like, I hate Kathy Hochul. Hey, I'm a new candidate. I'm going to vote for Kathy Hochul, but I fucking hate her. Right? By the way, let's say Cuomo does lose. His ass is running for governor. He's going to primary Hochul. Let's say Mondani loses. He should also run for governor. That would be that'd be an interesting springboard.
I think there's a chance that he's more popular overall in the state of New York than just New York City.
I think he appeals to upstate New York. I think that'd actually be very interesting. I mean, upstate New York historically very progressive area. Not anymore, but I mean historically.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And just in general, when you talk about it, was really funny. So Oliver, I got dinner with my friend today. No longer, I do not believe that bro is any longer a Republican.
Woo!
And it was like, you know what? One thing I would love to see, and we're just walking around waiting for a reservation, because for some reason, this restaurant in a town of 10,000 people on a Thursday was so crowded. We had to wait like 15 minutes for a table. Unnecessary. It's a Thursday.
Oh, wow. You're in a fucking suburb. This is an everyday occurrence in the city.
Okay, cool, Oliver. You get to live in the city, though.
I do. Yeah, I know.
And you don't have trains. Ha.
We have a fucking transit line.
Sure you do.
We do. What?
Sure you do.
We have
Sure
buses. We have more buses than you.
Buses are not fun.
They're
okay?
better.
Trains
They're
are
better
fun.
than
No,
trains.
they're not.
They're better
No,
than
they're
trains.
not.
Yes, they
No.
are. What do trains do better than buses? Hold on. We're getting into this debate. New York can wait. What's better? I can give you why buses are better.
Okay, why are buses better?
They more frequent. You get more buses in an hour
No.
than trains. Yes.
Not
yes.
if you live in a competent area. Okay.
We live in America. We're not competent with this.
Well, guess what? I get more trains than buses here.
No, you
Huh.
don't. No,
Yes,
you don't.
I do.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, because you don't have buses.
Then no, NJ Transit has buses. There.
Oh, you're talking about NJ Transit. This is a state line. I'm talking about cities, individual cities.
Okay,
I will get more
live...
buses than trains in an hour.
So, do you know what Philadelphia has instead of buses? We do have buses, but do you know what else we have? We have trolleys. Trolleys are cooler than buses.
Trolleys fucking suck. They're
Not
even
if you
worse.
have competent leadership.
No.
Not if you have competent leadership.
Dude, I would love a trolley.
Bus?
Thank you, Conrad. Thank
I
you.
would love a
Train?
trolley.
Trolley. Do you know
No.
DC has had
No.
trolleys for 15 years.
Trains,
They're getting rid of them because they
trolleys,
suck.
buses.
Trolleys suck.
Buses suck.
Hold on. No. Trolleys
Buses
suck.
suck. You're a
No.
liberal. What about
No,
what
hold on,
buses do for the environment?
They are better for the environment.
No, they're not.
Electric buses. You get a fucking electric string on top. You have the bus run purely on electricity. The Soviet Union's been doing it for years. Way fucking
That's
better
a
for the
fucking
environment.
trolley.
Communist
It's
Oliver.
not a trolley. It's a bus.
It's a trolley. If it's electric, it's a trolley.
No, it's not. What are these arguments? You two are wrong. Trolleys don't work. You ever been behind a trolley? They're evil. They're fucking evil. First off, you ever been behind a trolley when it fucking falls off the rails? It
No,
sucks.
that doesn't happen in
It
Philly.
all the fucking time.
Do you know?
All the time.
Do you know
We
why
have
the
two
city of
trolleys in
Philadelphia is
DC.
based?
We have 2 trolleys in DC, and I swear to God, at least one of them has fallen off the rails
Well,
a
yeah,
single
because it's
day.
DC. It's a dumb city.
We're fucking better than Philly. Come on.
There's a reason why you get taxed without representation, sir. It's because
Yeah.
you deserve it.
Well, because we're 95% Democratic.
Nope, it's because you deserve it.
Nope.
The Philly trolleys are wonderful. SEPTA's wonderful, and also
Whoa,
12
whoa,
buses.
whoa. Okay. Washington Metro is way better than SEPTA.
No, it's not.
It's better than New
No,
York,
it's
too.
not.
I'm giving you
Well,
that argument. That's my
maybe
legit
New
hot
York.
take.
Maybe New York.
We're better
Okay,
than SEPTA.
the stations.
So
No,
much
they're
better
not.
than SEPTA.
No, they're
so
not.
much better than
No,
SEPTA.
they're
What does
not.
SEPTA do better than Metro?
Timing.
Fuck
Also,
you. That's a
I
lie.
have not paid for a
Nope.
SEPTA in
Same
3
thing in
years.
DC. Same thing in DC.
Sure.
Same thing in DC.
Sure.
What?
Our trains don't catch on fire.
Yours do. Yes, the fuck they do.
No, they don't.
Our trains are newer. Do your trains have AC? I bet not.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, our trains have had air conditioning since I started riding them 6 years ago.
Oh wow, our trains have had AC for 20 years.
Okay, well, I wasn't riding SEPTA 20 years ago. I bet they still did.
No, they didn't.
Oliver, you're dyslexic. You don't remember what life was like 20 years ago.
That's a straw man argument.
No, it's not. It's a
Yes,
real
it is.
argument.
That's a bullshit argument.
Nope.
You weren't in America 20 years ago.
Yes,
That's
I
my
was.
argument. No, you weren't. No, you weren't, brother. You were in India. You came to this
You
country
don't
in
believe-
2007.
Do you know what we have in India? Trains. Do you
Not
know
as
what
good
sucks
as
in India? No.
Dude, I
Do
wish
you know
we
what
had
sucks in
rail.
India? Buses.
I do.
How
I
did
do.
that know?
I
Okay,
would want
so-
trolley or rail, but
Trolley
like,
sucks.
dude, I just feel like
They're better than
it's
buses.
a flex. It's a flex a little bit.
Also,
It looks cool. I'll give you that. They look really fucking cool. They don't work. They don't work. They are not as they get stuck. They get stuck in traffic too, by the way.
no,
That's
they
stuff
don't.
that
Not
yes, the fuck
Philly-
they do.
Okay, do you know why the Philly ones don't?
Why?
Because they have a separate trolley track. So they start off at
Hold on. Separate
wait,
trolley
listen,
track, right?
listen,
You could do that
wait,
for buses. A lot of buses
wait.
do that.
Wait, listen. The way the SEPTA trolleys work is in like the slightly more suburban areas of Philly. They're above ground, and then they go underground as soon as they get into the denser parts because that's the smart thing to do.
Where
And
in
then
Houston, you can't dig underground here.
Why not?
Because we're a fucking swamp.
Well, sucks to suck. Drain the swamp. Also,
We're
Side
on
note.
the fucking Gulf of Mexico. We can't drain
it's the
it.
Gulf of America.
Oh, my fault. You're right. You got me there. You got me there.
Random side note. Until I got to Erie, never in
side
my
note.
life, never in my life had I lived more than 30 minutes away from a well-connected train station. Until I got to Erie,
Erie has a train station. You guys
Oh,
just
well.
don't like it. You
Oh,
just
well.
don't like it.
a well-connected one, dipshit.
Wow. I could get to Cleveland very easily if
Yeah.
I'm willing to wake up.
Yeah, I know you though.
If
You're
I'm
not
willing
waking
to
up.
wake up at 2 a.m.,
You're
I'm
not.
getting
You're
here.
not waking up though. I know you. I've seen how you operate.
Also,
You're not
let
waking
me
up.
said, who's trying to get to Erie? If
Yo,
I'm,
Well,
like
yeah.
here's
I'm
the
sorry.
thing.
That was
Dude,
not called for.
Hold on. I will say this. Erie, I just found this out, is responsible for about 10% of plastics manufacturing in the United States.
That's actually wild. That's actually kind of wild.
That's actually very cool to know.
Shout out Erie.
I think it is untapped potential, and
Shipping too. I mean, good shipping.
you're right on the lake.
You know what would make the economy of Erie blossom? If they had a well-connected train station.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Fuck
Yep.
it. Give Erie some fucking trolleys.
Like,
Show them
yes.
the evil. Show them
Yes.
how evil trolleys are.
there we go.
Trolleys
I
are
don't
cool.
I don't
I
know if
believe-
it could take the snow. Do trolleys take snow?
No, they
Okay.
don't work in anything. You can't do them in rain very well either.
Okay, so
They don't work.
we're gonna have to probably do buses then. But what
Buses
if we make
are better.
what if we make the buses look like trolleys?
Dude, listen, give the
There
bus
we
its
go.
own lane. Give the bus its own lane.
Yeah.
It's faster than a trolley. I've
Erie
only been on
already
one
has
good
buses.
trolley, only one good trolley in my whole life, and it was in Vienna, Austria. And even then, I was like, "It's alright."
No. Okay. Low-key, trolleys in Amsterdam were phenomenal. We didn't really use the, even there, they kind of had, like, the trolleys go underground kind of concept, which is really cool. And then also, the trolleys in Germany are very nice. Very fun. the trolleys in Philadelphia are beautiful. Because Philly also needs the trolleys because SEPTA only has the 2 lines. So, like, the trolleys go everywhere that SEPTA does it in, like, a much more convenient and practical way. Because one of my friends in Philly has always lived in the boonies of Philadelphia. And the trolley gets to where he is, which is really nice.
Damn.
Also,
We
other stuff. Oh,
No, I was just gonna say we miss out on all the fun stuff up here.
well, you'll get it there, Conrad. This is why I want Daria Devlin on the podcast to
We're gonna
pitch her
we're gonna
these
grill her.
ideas.
We're gonna grill her on a Subway. I mean,
We're
we're
gonna be
gonna
like,
get you
Not,
guys a
hey,
Subway.
not,
High transit
not,
Subway.
real quick,
not.
Yo,
train, trolley, or
no,
bus?
no.
You gotta
Conrad,
answer
Conrad, Conrad.
now.
Hyperloop. Give them the Hyperloop. Have them get a Hyperloop. We're connecting the episode. It's all intertwined.
Yep. Okay.
Listen,
Realistically,
the
though,
Cancera segues don't work.
if they had a Philadelphia to Erie Hyperloop and I could get there in like 25 minutes, I would come visit a lot more often because I could, not have to drive 6 hours.
Only one Hyperloop in America.
Erie,
Philadelphia to Erie.
Philadelphia to Erie, no stops.
Shout out Erie.
Shout out Erie.
Just randomly.
It's like
Just for me.
literally the fastest fucking will be like the fastest train in America. Just underground. Takes 40 years to build. Philadelphia to Erie. Not even to Pittsburgh. The fucking Erie.
Yep.
Just
You know
follows
what?
the
Because Pittsburgh doesn't deserve it.
You know what?
Oh, dude, I love Pittsburgh. I miss it. I miss living there.
Pittsburgh's
See,
a cool
you
place.
lived there, so like, I won't talk too much shit about it. I will say Philly.
But we will talk shit about Erie though.
No, I was just gonna say
But we
Philly
will talk shit
clears.
about Erie. Philly does
Um,
clear. Yeah.
Also,
No,
unfortunately, the people of Pittsburgh now have to deal with Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback.
that's true.
Oh, did that just happen today?
Yeah, he got signed.
Yes.
Mm.
Which, you know what? Will Howard should have been able to cook. Oliver,
Yeah.
going back to another discussion. Another team that's up for consideration?
Who?
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
You cannot be a Fairweather fan. Just straight up, no. That's not okay.
That's not
You're not
Fairweather.
allowed. You're not allowed to be a fan of a team who has just won a national championship or has even just made the college football playoff. That's not fair
Why not?
because it's
I'm a
bullshit.
big Ohio State
That's
fan.
bullshit.
I love
No, you're
Ryan
not.
Day.
That's bullshit.
I
Shut
love
up.
Ryan Day.
No, you don't. No one loves Ryan Day.
Caleb
That's
Downs is the
bullshit.
best safety in America.
No shit. You're not allowed.
Jeremiah Smith.
Nope. I veto.
I don't know who their quarterback is, but I like him.
Exactly. Not even a real fan. Not even a real fan.
I'm
Conrad, where'd you
not-
go to school? I actually don't know this.
Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Nice.
What?
Nice.
Yep.
Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Yep, that's
What's your
right.
mascot?
A Crimson Hawk.
Shout out the Crimson Hawks, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep, D2 school.
Better
It's
than
in-
an Aggie.
It's,
We love our D2s.
what is it? Did you guys ever hear about it? Go there by
No.
chance?
Because one of the people in my region was also organizing that campus.
Mm. Yeah, I mean it's a cool little college town. I would say about an hour and a half outside of Pittsburgh.
Nice.
But it was like a small little. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I would have went someplace like a Big Ten school or something like that. I feel like the connections you get there are way more than you get at a state school.
I mean,
Conrad, are you a fan of any college football team in particular?
No.
Could I interest you in Texas A&M?
My sister, I believe, is going there to get her doctorate in chemistry. So
It's-
I would be in.
Great school. Listen, great culture. The
Mhm.
Aggie connection is real, as well as that. It's the best public school in Texas. That's actually a fact. It is the best public school in Texas. As well as
it's not
that.
saying much. It is Texas.
Texas is the education capital of America. No bullshit.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. We have the best public schools. Best
No.
higher education. Yes, that's true. That's a fun fact. Texas has the
Nope.
best secondary education.
Secondary education, that doesn't
Higher
matter.
education is secondary education.
It doesn't. It's secondary for a reason. I'm talking about primary education. We have the best public schools in America.
I'm talking about college.
Okay, and
Yeah. We're amazing at that shit.
Guess what? Right here, ranked number one in education.
Yeah, well, you also live in New
Damn.
Jersey, so calm down.
Yeah, best bagels in America, best pizza in America. Trains, may I remind?
They're
Trains.
not great trains. They're not great
They're
trains.
Yes, they are. I have clips of you from I think last week saying how great the NJ Transit is, dipshit. Okay, I can show you that in a little bit. On top of that, my trains are great. I can go anywhere in the world on a train.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, New Jersey sucks.
No, it doesn't.
Shout out Texas.
You know what? I was I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy Erie, but if an opportunity ever came up where it was like, hey, you can get paid not an obscene amount of money, but significantly more money than I make now to go and move someplace, where would I be okay with moving? And now, you know what? I'm gonna say I'm a little bit more okay with New Jersey. Before it was just like it's just like, nah, I can't go to New Jersey. And then I started looking at it, I'm like, there's some places I think
It
we
is
could go.
genuinely, it is
Could I
genuinely the best state in America.
could I interest you in Patterson, New Jersey?
Don't
Have
go to
you ever
Patterson.
been you like Istanbul,
Conrad, don't go to
Turkey? Do
Patterson.
you like Turkish people?
It's
If you
not like Istanbul at all. I've been to both.
It's the Istanbul of New Jersey.
Well, that might be true.
All
There are a
Turkish
lot of Turkish
Americans,
people there.
every Turkish American who comes into this country, they're going to stop in Patterson, New Jersey, because
Hmm.
all the Turks live there. It's all the whole fucking city's just signs in Turkish and fucking English.
When you come here in July, we will go to Patterson.
We're going to Patterson. We're
Yep.
going to get the best doner kebab in America, and we're going to have a great time.
But don't go to Patterson.
Go to
At
Patterson.
least the last time I went there, my best friend had his gloves stolen at a football game, and I think
Mm.
shoes.
It's
So don't go
Patterson.
to Patterson. Yeah, it is Patterson. This is where
Gonna get
Victor Cruz grew up. Fun fact.
Strong Turk,
Um,
Victor Cruz.
Strong Turk Victor Cruz. That was the salsa is actually a very Turkish dance.
Historically, very Turkish dance. Yeah.
Historically very Turkish dance, exactly. But no, New Jersey is phenomenal. It has everything that you would want in a geographic sense. It is very democratic. And it has bagels. And the
If you had to
bagels,
pick one other state to live in, where would you guys live?
Pennsylvania.
Ooh. Okay. Is it a state that I've never lived in before? That's the question.
No, no, no. You could go anywhere.
Oh, no, I'm going to
Ooh.
change my answer.
You could go anywhere.
Honestly, Wisconsin.
Okay.
I loved Wisconsin. I
And what
love
does your
Wisconsin.
life look like?
You know, I don't know. I'd like union organizing, something like that, just fighting for better workers' rights and stuff. That'd be my
Okay.
ideal. Just working on campaigns as well. I think Wisconsin's kind of the perfect state to do that. I have the cat in here right now. That's why I'm. You're gonna say hello to
Nice.
Bill. Bill, get over here, big man. Oh my god. He's huge. He's a
Bill's
big
big.
fucking animal.
Bill,
But no, definitely
Bill,
Wisconsin.
What about you, Noah?
So I think like
I'm sorry, Bill.
outside of New Jersey for working in, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan would be
Okay.
I'm excited to go to Michigan. Just like I think like the mid like not all of Pennsylvania obviously, but like Philly obviously like it is my favorite city in the world. Places like Erie are like low key kind of magical as much as we make fun of it. Because of the people, because of you guys. Wisconsin was great. I'm sure Michigan will be awesome. But the first thing that came into my mind was like it would be very nice to like go disappear in like Hawaii or like a Montana type of state
Mm-hmm.
I saw this on
after
Greenlight. I'm sorry for interrupting. I saw this on Greenlight podcast. They were doing a states draft. Like, you draft the top states. Like, let's say you pick 3 states. Everyone picks a state. I mean, listen.
We should probably do that.
We should do that. We can do it right now. It'll take 2 seconds.
based. So
Okay.
we
Let's
are
get
each
a-
picking
Someone-
2 states.
We each get to pick 3 states. I think that's
Okay.
fair. We pick a number between 1 and 3. Conrad, you're 1. I'm 2. Noah, you're 3.
We got to do a snake draft.
We
Yep.
gotta do a snake draft. I agree.
Okay. Here, I got a little map up where we can keep. So I'm 1. Okay, what am I gonna pick?
You're on the clock.
Oh boy. Okay.
Dun dun dun. Dun, dun,
I
dun,
am
dun.
I am probably going to pick. Dude, this is a lot of pressure. I'm gonna pick Washington.
Oh, good state, good state, good state. Just geography, man. And, it gets a lot of shit. I'm picking California.
Okay, okay.
Picking Wisconsin.
Good pick. Oh, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Good pick. Um, no,
Oh,
you
I
go again.
on the
Yeah,
back
you go
end.
again on the back end.
I will be. You know what? We're gonna play a little risky. Give me, give me Hawaii.
Good pick.
Okay,
Good pick. Good pick.
okay.
Um, I gotta pick Texas. I love Texas. Big Texas fan. Two biggest states in America too. Just I kind of got all the geography covered. Everything in California, and then Texas has the swamps and the flatlands. I think pretty sick.
I think I will go with Minnesota.
Good pick. I'm gonna go with a more.
Oh,
Wait,
Conrad gets the
Conrad.
pick.
Yeah, you go again. Yeah, you go again.
Oh, I go again. Ooh. Um, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Anything south of the Mason-Dixon line, it scares me a little bit.
That's fair.
There.
That's very fair.
It scares me a little bit. I was in a nice little Yankee bubble when I lived in Durham, North Carolina. Like, you knew in the city you were cool, but as soon as you got outside, it was like, are we gonna be cool? I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Pennsylvania. I
Oh,
really like
good
my state.
pick. That's a good pick. You got Philly, you got Pittsburgh, all those cool cities. Um, okay. So purely geography wise, I think I got my two favorites, which is going to take off one of my lists, one of the big states off my list. I don't think anyone was going to pick. Um, just thinking of a place that I love, cool place where you can get like just sick fucking. I'm going with Montana.
Oh,
I think I'm going Montana. Glacier. I don't think Noah's gonna pick it. It was either between Montana or Virginia.
Okay.
okay.
Virginia, I think sneaky. Sneaky. I think top five geography in America. You got the mountains, you got the beaches, you got the cities, you got everything you want. There's everything to do in Virginia. Sneaky, pretty cool place.
Um, it was between Montana and Hawaii for me.
Mm,
Hawaii's just a little bit cooler, and
that's good.
Wisconsin kind of has Montana vibes a little bit. I'm sure if you go up to Superior, I'm picking New Jersey, obviously.
Of course. Good value. Good value.
Good. The best state in America at 9. This is like if Caleb Williams fell to 9.
It's like Jalen Carter falling to 9.
Exactly. You know what? This is the one time I'll agree with you on that, even though he doesn't know how to play football.
Listen, he's learning, and when he learns, it's over.
No, it's not.
When Jalen
No, it's
Carter.
not.
When Jalen Carter
When
learns,
Jalen Carter finally learns how to play football, he'll have had a couple of other driving incidents by then.
but guess what? Big Dom's gonna get him out of there. Big Dom's friends with the president, so he'll get a presidential pardon.
Once again, I don't think this is a good thing for you.
I think it's a great thing.
Anything
I think it's a
associated,
great. I think it's a great thing.
anything associated with the Trump administration crashes and burns, and that will be the Philadelphia Eagles. And
I believe
you won the Super Bowl because he was there rooting for the Chiefs. I
that's
hope
true.
you know that.
I know. Yes, 100%.
And now your
I
best
know.
player, the only reason that your offense was worth the damn, is hobnobbing it up at Mar-a-Lago and Bedminster Golf Course. Funnily enough, the health report came out for Bedminster. It's the worst golf course in America because of health violations, 18 of them. Surprise, surprise. The state of New Jersey should shut them down. But I would like to also say Wisconsin, Hawaii, and New Jersey, low-key unbeatable combo.
Listen, Texas, California. I mean, California, Texas, and Montana.
That's pretty cool. That's you can't really that was a good pool.
You have
Washington,
a
Minnesota, and Pennsylvania. I feel like I tried to
pretty
Kinda
draft
sick.
too specialized there.
No, I
I
think you
think.
could.
I mean, special. We could do a specialized man. I think if I'm
I
going like more deep cut states, I think Wisconsin's on my list for sure.
so well, I think this is fun. I think next week. I think we do a 50 state draft next week,
Okay.
We
and
could.
we'll figure out how to add We'll figure out how to add one more thing to make them all multiples of 3.
Okay.
We'll add Puerto Rico in there.
Well, it's
Or no,
fuck
you know
you.
what?
Fuck
We'll
you.
add
Fuck
Washington
you.
D.C. Fine,
Yeah, that's what
fine.
I
We'll
thought.
add.
Okay.
You're
That's what I
welcome.
thought. That's what
You're
I thought.
welcome.
We're not
You're
playing that
welcome.
game. We're not playing.
You're welcome. I would like to point out that I just forgot that DC was in the state once
I
again.
know, and
Kinda,
I was trying to bait you. By the way, 51
kinda.
equals 51 would equal 17.
Yep.
17 rounds.
17 round draft. Also, I would like to point out, little bitch made that you get taxed with that representation.
We're trying. We're trying.
Dry order.
We're trying.
Run
I'm
for mayor of
sorry.
Washington D.C.
Muriel Bowser is she wins off her coalition of old ladies who vote for her because young people don't vote in DC.
I
That's
think we could
frustrating.
get young. I think if you had me and Ian, I think we could get young people to vote in D.C.
I don't think so, man. DC politics. I think we run as a
Oliver,
city councilor. I think we got a shot.
Oliver, you're underestimating how good we are at yelling at people.
That's true, but
I think
realizing
we
now,
might.
y'all have never worked in a major city though. It's a different. This is a different ball game. Different ball game.
Lansing is going to be interesting.
Lansing's gonna be fun. I think you're gonna kick ass.
55,000 kids is going to be fun.
Yeah.
But
Excited for you, dude.
thank you. I'm so excited.
As you should be.
Also, if you get that Lansing job,
That'd be fucking ridiculous.
Cooking.
that would be the funniest storyline. That would be a very fun storyline.
That'd be
'Cause,
fucking hilarious.
I would have a roommate.
God damn it! I can't. I have to still be awake for fucking 2.5 more hours.
Oh man.
My friend missed his fucking flight because security was so bad at BWI. So I can't pick him up until fucking his flight lands at like 11:40 at night.
You know where this wouldn't happen? If they renamed it to Strong Conservative Donald John Trump International Airport, they would not have delays in security.
Nah, they love instead of Baltimore Thurgood Marshall Airport.
Yeah. You know what? I think it should be Joe Flacco International Airport, actually.
Who's a random person from Maryland?
Michael
Edgar.
Phelps.
Michael. There we go. Michael Phelps.
There we go. There we go.
Shout out
I
Michael
would like
Phelps.
the New Jersey airport to be named after Bob Menendez.
It's good. It's a good idea.
What is it? Gold Bar Bob.
Gold bar. Shout out Bob.
And Bob,
Let's get him on the pod. Let's get him on the pod.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
week too.
Him and Frank Pallone.
Yep.
Roundtable discussion.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Him, Frank Pallone, and Eric Adams on the pod next week.
The
Yeah.
Turkish connection.
There.
Exactly. Exactly. Erdogan and Modi 2 weeks from now.
We can get Erdogan.
I think we could get Modi.
I think we could too.
If we grift a little bit, I think we can get Modi. Because, like, you know, like, I forget what it, like, people are doing, like, the games, like, the degrees of separation. I don't think there's that many between me and him.
Really?
Well, my uncle was at a wedding that he was, my uncle's in the merchant navy in India. So, one of his friends' kid was getting married to someone in the Department of Defense's kid. So, Modi showed up to the wedding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is really funny because that uncle does not like him very much.
Interesting.
Which is really funny. But yeah, I think in Indian politics is
A shit show.
it's really funny. Like genuinely hilarious shit keeps happening. But is there anything else that we would like to talk about with Elon?
He's a bitch.
I agree, but also thank you for providing entertainment.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting. The New York Times, I peeked on there right now. They said they're trying to de-escalate, and I'm just kind of like, how are they gonna play this off? Like, in I think how they're gonna play this off is it's just gonna be two bros who get mad at each other, and sometimes lashing out, and like it didn't really mean anything.
I still love you, man.
Yep.
I see. I think if they hadn't done the Epstein thing, and more importantly, the Epstein thing was still like it's whatever. It's still borderline name calling at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Trump saying that there's going to take away his government subsidies. That's something that he's very capable of, like executive ordering tomorrow morning. And then Elon saying that we're decommissioning the Falcon rockets immediately. Also, something that's like those are like major escalations in a way. Like if this is like going back to like a month ago somehow, like everything is blending together. But like India and Pakistan, like the first couple of skirmishes already happened, and now they've both like missile striked each other.
Mm-hmm.
And they've hit valuable targets.
Yeah.
So I don't know if JD Vance wants to, if JD Vance grows a pair and like negotiates between the two, someone else gets involved. Someone like maybe unironically like a Peter Thiel. Um, but I don't know quite honestly what happens. Selfishly, obviously, it's good for us if they keep fighting each other because it derails the party. And I do think that they're both stubborn and they have such big egos. And like Trump is already mad about Taco and him
Mm-hmm.
being seen as chickening out. He just also is getting this kind of distracts away from it. But like Iran is taking him to the woodshed right now on nuclear deals.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Dude,
So
he hasn't done a fucking thing right. He
He
had a
has
no,
no clue what he's
right.
call.
doing.
He cannot afford to lose another like skirmish with someone.
Dude,
He
he knows
cannot
cool.
politically afford to, because if Elon does this and gets away with it and comes out as like the winner in the eyes of MAGA, that means that anybody else has open season to do whatever they want to
But
Trump.
that's the
And
thing.
I
He's
think
never going to come out as a winner to MAGA's eyes. I mean,
I,
it's
so I, Truth
brother.
Social.
They're never leaving him.
No, I know, but like people in his comment section on Truth Social today were asking about the Epstein list.
Mm.
Because I think that is something that for some reason uniquely captures the imagination of MAGA.
Dude,
That's
it's
true.
it's weird. And let's get real too. Um, the whole Epstein thing, if they dropped that list and there was every single Democrat on there, like I'm
Like,
pretty sure Dems have enough like value and soul to demand more of their leaders. Like I've never really been scared that we wouldn't respond. Like just at
yes.
this point, like just release them. Let us
Mm-hmm.
know.
Dude, for
Yes.
real.
Like
Um,
I'm interested in it. I'm okay with like eating my words and being like no, or I'm sure there's some like weird fucking connections, but like dude, yeah, let's just do it. Fine, you want to do it, and like we can arrest whoever we want to arrest for like hurting kids. I think we can all be on board with that.
mhm. I also think the other thing that makes Elon more uniquely powerful than anybody else that's tried to step up to Donald Trump, apart from the money, is he owns Twitter and he controls the biggest
Yes.
algorithm on earth.
Yeah, that's true. That's
He
Yeah.
can
true.
elevate whatever content he wants, and if he wants to, there's a lot of reporting that's been done about the connections between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. And if Elon Musk wants to, he can amplify the fuck out of all of that and
Well,
make this probably like flood the zone with it.
mm-hmm.
He has also gotten pretty good at media manipulation.
He has.
Mm-hmm.
He has learned from Donald Trump.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, he's basically DT light. I mean, think about all he,
I think he's a lot scarier than Donald Trump.
oh yeah,
Who?
for
Elon?
sure.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
For sure. But I'm saying, like, I guess, like, socially in the way he presents himself,
Yes.
he
He
just
just.
monkey see, monkey do. He's not more
Mhm.
advanced than DT in that, but like in terms of like conniving and planning behind the scenes, oh, absolutely.
I think that
Dude's
he
a
is
Bond villain.
Dude, he
for
is.
sure.
I mean,
For
he's
sure.
scary.
Ooh, are any of y'all Mission Impossible fans?
I haven't seen the new one. I hear it's good though.
It's it's a phenomenal movie. Oh my god. So okay, once again, another person that I have a very deferring viewpoint on than most people. Um, Tom Cruise, based individual.
Yes, I will agree.
Okay, it's a
Scientology's not great.
Scientologist. Scientology aside, um, no one that has worked with him has mean things to say about him.
That's true.
And also, he makes great movies. And also, I think he's one of, like me and Anya were talking about it. he is simply doing this for fun now. He does like the extra money's fine and all, but like I think he just like he it's someone like Belichick where I think like I unfortunately think that bro's gonna go out doing a stunt for a movie.
Yeah.
Listen, I think that'd be
Like
the way he wants to go out, though.
some of the shit he was doing in this movie at like whatever 60, whatever he
Bro,
is.
he's 60.
God damn. Like this
Wild.
isn't a spoiler, but that man hung off an airplane for a solid 5 minutes.
Dude, wild, man. He's crazy, bro. I shout out.
The movie was phenomenal. It's really long, but
Oh, yeah.
it didn't feel like, and obviously I can't sit still and I struggle with this, but like it didn't feel super long. Um, might be my favorite movie in the franchise. Second, my current favorite is Ghost Protocol. I think that is the best
That's a good
one.
one.
I do kind of want to rewatch them now because of this one. They're not going to end it, but if they did end it, this would be the best. Like there are so many Easter eggs and flashbacks to all the old movies. It was really cool.
Shout out.
Shout out. But yeah, what are you guys looking forward to this week?
Birthday, honestly. Gonna go to San Marcos. Gonna go down the river in a tube for a couple hours. Have a beer or two. And I'm gonna go pick up my friend at the airport, and we're currently recording this at 9:30 at night my time. I'm gonna pick him up at fucking midnight. So
There we go.
shout out my man. He missed his flight. Listen, we're gonna figure that out.
You'll figure it out.
There we go. There we go. I don't really have too much planned. We were gonna go to Kennywood, but we couldn't find like a dog sitter for Quinn, someone to let her out, because she's
Yeah.
Shout out
her.
Quinn.
Yeah, she just she just kind of she has her needs. But actually tomorrow we're gonna go watch the Stanley Cup final game.
Oh,
So
nice.
Oilers, Florida Panthers. Oilers are up 1 game on Florida.
Shout out Oilers.
Beautiful
Yep.
game
We
yesterday.
want them to win. I want them to win so badly.
So bad.
Bro, another Erie connection. Connor McDavid.
Yes.
McJesus.
Is the whole city rooting for? Is the whole city rooting for the Oilers because of this?
I would say most of the city doesn't really care.
That's fair. That's fair.
Unfortunately, most of the city I would say is overwhelmingly Pittsburgh Penguins fans. Some Buffalo, but mostly Penguins. I mean, I'm sure casually they'll be like, yeah, go McDavid, but definitely go Oilers. Definitely
Yeah.
go Oilers.
Go
For
Oilers.
sure. For sure. Yeah, my sister's birthday's in 2 days. It's the day right after Oliver's, so that'll be fun. And then low key, nothing much really, but like we're cooking up some really fun YouTube video ideas. So I'm looking forward to like recording those and putting those together.
Nice, man.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching another episode. This legitimately might have been our most chaotic episode yet.
That was
Whoever
fantastic.
Go
whoever
Aggies.
stuck through the last like hour and 40 minutes, shout out to you. You deserve a trophy. But thank you guys for
Noah's
watching.
now a
Please-
Michigan State fan.
Noah's a Michigan State fan.
Fine. You know what? Yes, I am.
I got Ian on the. I think I got Ian on the Aggie train.
Okay.
I think I can get Conrad on the Aggie train.
Oh,
Listen,
I'm on the
think-
Aggie train.
hell
think
yeah, we're
that-
gonna win it.
Guys, I was always gonna root for Michigan State because like it would be really hard to do my job otherwise. But I will be picking one other team that has a somewhat shot at being good. Okay.
No, fuck you. You're
Yes.
not. You can be
Yes,
an
I
Aggie fan.
am.
You can be an Aggie fan.
I
Aggies
don't
are
know.
Aggies in Michigan State, dude. They're like that's like the Big Ten version
You know what?
of the Aggies.
Whichever team I do pick to be a fan of will be the first team that I rebuild in college football in a month. Okay.
Texas
That's when-
A&M. Texas
No, 'cause
A&M.
they're already too good. They're too good
no,
for me
we're
to pick.
not.
Quite
No,
honestly,
we're not. We're dog shit.
you know what? I might pick a MAC team just for fun. But
Toledo.
thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Peace.